A thought leader is someone who is on the leading edge of thought, someone with a mission, a message, and a desire to make an impact in the world. If that sounds like you, then stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what you can do to become a thought leader. Becoming a thought leader requires two things: thought and leadership. So let's dive into each of these two things to help you position yourself as a thought leader. The first is the thought component of the equation, and that's all about what are you leading thought in? What is your message? What is your mission? What are you putting out something new regarding? In other words, being a thought leader requires being on the leading edge of thought in some particular field or industry or area of study. So you can be a thought leader in business, can be a thought leader in health. And generally being a thought leader is someone who's creating something new, someone who's leading and creating new ways to look at, think about, or talk about a topic. A great example of people who are thought leaders are people who do TED Talks or even TEDx Talks. So if you want to look for ideas and get inspiration from other people who are also positioning themselves as thought leaders, checking out those videos is a great way to do that. So the thought is all about your mission, your message, what you're leading thought on. A great way to get to what is your unique thought, what you're leading thought about, is to identify what's your idea worth spreading. That's from TED Talk directly. So the idea is that what are you sharing thoughts on that nobody else is seeing or talking about in quite the same way? So here are a couple of examples of areas of thought leadership that a couple of clients of ours have tapped into. So the first is a woman named Donna Vincent Roa, and she decided that she wanted to be a thought leader in the world of water and the utilization of water resources. And so thought leadership around that, she didn't really have a lot of credibility in that space yet. She hadn't yet built a brand around it. So what she did was she went out and interviewed a whole bunch of CEOs of large corporations with water interests, corporations that used water or dealt with water in some way. And she asked them if she could interview them for her book. So essentially, she interviewed them for this book and then compiled those essays and those interviews into the power of water. And by being the person who put that together, she became a thought leader in this niche, in this area of specialization. The second part of thought leadership that I mentioned is the actual leadership. So we already talked about the thought part of it, creating the mission and the message. The leadership part is about putting that mission and message out into the world. So the first component of that is, of course, your brand. Is how are you positioning yourself? How are you showing up in the marketplace? How are you establishing your credibility and authority? So you can establish your brand by having a website, by having a book that you've created or published, by writing a white paper. You can do it by creating an event and putting yourself on the map that way. So leadership is really about your expression out into the world. As a brand, leadership is something you do one time. You create your brand, you put it out there, but then it's also about how you continuously put your brand out into the world over time. Leadership is about expression on an ongoing basis. So are you publishing something? Are you broadcasting? Are you getting up on stages and speaking? Are you applying to do a TEDx talk? These are all ways to position yourself as a thought leader. And then, of course, my favorite way to do this is through speaking. And if that's interesting to you or curious, then go ahead and check out some of my videos on speaking and how to write and deliver powerful, compelling, and inspiring speeches. So that's what it takes to become a thought leader. Number one, having something clear that you're messaging around, a mission, a movement, something new and different that you're saying. And the second piece is consistently putting that out into the world via your brand, your marketing, your speaking, your broadcasting. Now, if this is interesting for you and you want to learn more about how to position yourself as a thought leader, then this is the work that we do. Go ahead and click the link below and check out how we might be able to help you by booking a discovery call and working with us directly and in person. Hope to see you at one of our events soon.